Welcome back into Championship Saturday here, the 38th National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-presented by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Paralyzed Veterans of America. I'm Michael Caratanito alongside the Air Force vet and the slalom course connoisseur, Mike Gilbow, as we bring you the Super G, presented by UPS, the great event sponsor for this. This week's live streams are brought to you by USAA, the official media and technology sponsor of the 38th National Veterans Wheelchair Games. UPS has been involved for 33. Mr. Gilbow involved for 20, my Air Force friend. You're familiar with the knowings of this course, having participated in the slalom, but I see the Super G again this year, and absolutely tough, phenomenal course.
Oh, yeah, it's like we were talking earlier during the slaloms, like to get these guys qualified to be here. And it's like slalom came about by therapists getting guys used to. When you get out in the real world, you're going to have to climb curbs and do stuff. So I was like, this is, people see us doing wheelies, they think we're showing off. No, that's a part of us functioning through life. We got to be able to do that. But that being said, the Super G is basically the Mount Rushmore. I mean, this is not stuff you would usually see in everyday life.
Absolutely. And speaking of everyday life, Mike, they changed it up a little bit too, because now this year, past years it's been fastest time. Well, this year it's bracket style, so there's seeds 1 through 8. Timothy Connor got the 1 seed, so he is elected to go last to see it, but it's head-to-head. And it's bracket style as we see the participants talking and maybe trying to psych each other out a little bit like you guys do. But it being bracket style, it is the top 8. And so you have to go through, it's head-to-head, so you advance to the round. So if you are to win this, you will do this course 3 times.
Oh, my God. Man, they are definitely making it tougher and tougher every year. And
yeah, so
Abby's giving a little announcement right now what's going on to change the format.
The
like
course
you said,
designer.
In the past, in the past, like you said, everybody went. It was just the fastest time of everybody, and they went once. This bracket thing, like having to do this thing 3 times, I'm curious who's going to have the same time in the third run as they did the first,
Well, yeah.
But they might learn things the first few times, too.
Right, I was going to say 2 things. Like you said the other day, you learn things, but plus also when I was asking you, there are points on the course where, you got to get good time, but you need to conserve your energy. So now going through 3 times, yes, the time is important, but conserving that little bit of energy, if you get to the championship round, that's the huge part.
Yeah.
That's a big chess part of this of the Super G this year too.
And I'm looking at the thing, and they didn't really break it down by classes. This has to be straight seeding from times.
Yeah.
The fastest time get the number 1 seed, the slowest time get the number 8 seed. And just like in playoffs and hockey and stuff, the 1 has to go to 8. You wanna get to the next level, you're the slowest qualifier, but you have to beat the fastest qualifier if you're going to move on. So,
but yeah, and you're right. And Marco Hartney, who is the 8 seed, he'll be taking on Timothy Connor, who is the 1 seed. Maybe Hartney went late, new times, and figured the other day, hey, I got a little bit more coming up. Let me conserve some energy and just qualify.
The fastest time here is a 3,
right,
which is the second lowest ability para on here compared to a 5. The, most able of the classes. So they're not even bracketed by classes, straight time. But you can see some of the faster times are 2s, 2s and 3s, like you said. They're in the chair all the time. They never get out, those paras. Some of the higher classes can ambulate.
Well, as we're going through the course, we see them bringing us they said the old Air Force vets know the snake pit. What's a snake pit for those that don't know?
The snake pit. That might be before my time, because, I've done ops course. I don't ever remember anybody mentioning anything about a snake pit. But
well, they have to go across that. The wheels have to be
Well, what's changed from years going by, they get that board in the middle.
Right.
They can now just keep all 4 wheels on the ground. Originally, when they did the Super G, they had to do that in a wheelie,
That's
and they
right.
didn't have the board in the middle.
Right.
I think they put the board in the middle because when you get the UPS spotters running right next to these guys to catch them to be safe.
Right, absolutely.
But when that was going down in the middle of there was no way they could stop that foot plate from going through. They had no access to it with the other boards in the way.
Right.
So I thought that was there just to protect in case they lost the wheelie. But last year I noticed they were just running through, not even doing the wheelie. So I think they've changed the requirements on that.
Well, there's no door. There's the as we look through the course, you
Oh,
talked
there's
about
no
that.
door, huh?
There's no door, but it doesn't mean that it's easy because we still see the sand.
Do
And
we
the,
have any
gravel.
teeter-totters?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Over towards the end to your
Uh-huh.
right. Well, and even if you look over there to the left, even though these guys are in there. But, yeah, we have the teeter-totters for balance going upstairs. As they come across this, do the 360. And like you said the other day, to remind people in the Super G, as they get to the obstacle, they have to stop and salute the flag.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't salute the flag and you won, guess what?
You,
It's a disqualification.
DQ, yep. And that's why they do the walkthrough, and you got to pay very close attention. They tell you exactly what you got to do, how you complete the obstacle, and if you do not complete the obstacle completely, or if you mess up on it, you got to go back to the beginning of that obstacle. If you mess up in a course and keep going, and then realize, oops, before you finished, I got to go back. I didn't do that right. You got to do that in every other obstacle after, not just the one you messed up. So that's why you want to catch your mistakes right away if you make any.
Yeah, and they're introducing all the contestants. And yes, let me introduce the contestants while he came through first. Timothy Connor is the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
Marco Hartney, the number 8 seed. They're introducing them and how they're going to be going up against each other.
That's Mr. Brookins that just went through. Enrique won last year.
Yeah, Marco Bunger played a little softball and won a gold medal last night with the softball team.
Yeah.
He'll be taking on David Norris. And then Ken Booking, we saw him a second ago taking on Enrique Lopez, like Mike said, who won last year. And then Terry Rock, softball player too. You said,
Yeah, he got the silver last night, and he's always a perennial favorite here. I'll tell you, he can make it look easy.
and he'll be taking on Justin Ashbaugh, the 2-7. So again, Connor's the 1 seed. Oh, we're going to step aside real quick for the national anthem.
Whoop. Gotta remember
Yes.
to turn that sucker off.
Rendition of the national anthem there after the competitors again introduced. So like I said, Timothy Connor, the 1 seed. He'll be taking on Marco Hartney, who's the 8 seed, and then the 4-5 matchup between Marco Bungert and David Norris. Kenneth Booking is the 3 seed, Enrique Lopez, the 6 seed, Terry Rock, the 2 seed, and Justin Ashbaugh, the 7 seed. And again, we have 2 5s, 2 4s, 2 3s, and then 2 2s.
Yep.
So, and yeah. But again, to win this year, you need the fastest time, A, but B, you're going through the course 3 times. So the conservation of energy is, like I said, we were touching on it, Mike, but it's huge.
Oh, yeah. And the other thing is the fatigue that you get also gets mentally. And, you know, you might forget you got to go through some cones backwards when you're in a hurry thinking about the next obstacle and how hard it's going to be. You might, as simple as forgetting to turn around.
Thank you for bringing that up. And yes, remember right away, like you said, if you go the wrong way, because you get to the finish line, you go back, you can change
if you
it, but then
cross
you got to
the
go
finish
back.
line, you're dead.
Right, but if you get up to the finish line, but you can go back, but then you have to do every single thing after that again.
Yeah.
So if you do miss an arrow and the crowd's yelling at you and you see it, because the volunteers can't help you. Like you said, they used to be able to tell you, oh,
right,
hey,
they say, read your course, you messed something up. But believe me, a lot of these participants and spectators are participants in this that didn't make it but love seeing this event.
Oh, yeah.
And they be watching, and they get friends and teammates in here, so they'll be yelling at them, read your course,
Hold on, sorry, Mike, real quick. They got him up by the UPS truck, which has the cool flames that we were talking about yesterday. Yeah. But it's like two fighters up there. It's kind of the little intimidation stare, and they're smiling and they're having fun with it as they're getting pictures.
Well,
but
that's pretty wild the way they have it set up this year.
Yeah, so they'll start from the ramp and go downhill.
Courses, the same exact course, one going on the left and one going on the right, and they're running, like you said, head to head. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Abby.
Abby LaCoy coming up telling me. So the order now, because I said the seeds, but on the top half of their bracket, so Timothy Connor being the number 1 seed had the choice, so they're going second. So Marco Bungert and David Norris will go first in the 4-5 seed on the top part of the bracket. The 1-8 then, so Connor and Hartney will go second. Then we go to the bottom of the bracket. Terry Rock, having the highest seed, chose to go first. Maybe he wants to set the pace. How do you attack it? Get the time in somebody's head. So they're going third, Terry Rock and Justin Ashbaugh. And then going second in the bottom half of the bracket, Ken Booking and last year's champ, Enrique Lopez.
Yeah.
So do you think Lopez can double up?
Too. I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever repeated Super G other than Laura Schwanger, who won many a marathon and was a Paralympian. She used to come here from Philly pretty regularly.
All right, here
We're
they
getting
go.
ready to start.
Marco Bungert, David Norris. Bungert in the teal shirt, Norris in the black shirt.
Yep, that's amazing. They're going to have 2 guys running the course, exact same courses in different directions, and first one that comes across in front of us is going to be the guy advancing. So that's first time they've ever done it. They've always done it one at a time and fastest time. So this is kind of interesting because you can see the other guy on the course.
That's what I was going to say. So you got to be paying attention to what you're doing, but you're still going to have one eye kind of looking over to see where your competitor is.
Yeah, exactly. And all you need is to have somebody struggling on one event. You think you get it made, and all of a sudden, an event you thought you were going to get through no problem, you're struggling, and he comes from behind and passes you. I mean, we saw it happen in the regular qualifications to get here. If they're off.
There they go. And then also, Mike, real quick with the flag, they have to raise it first, then salute.
Yeah, they raise it, tie it off, and then they salute. Correct.
So, look at Bungert going over the bungees. So you see the split screen there. Both getting up the ramp. Ooh,
they're going through the pista.
Norris.
Oh, look at he's bunny hopping.
And he did that the other day too.
Yeah.
And look at that, right to the air mattress.
They're pretty head to head even,
Yeah, Norris with a little bit of a lead. As we go to Norris right now, look at him going up the steps, following the course beautifully.
Carrying a lot of momentum up the teeter-totter so we don't have to slow down.
Oh, nice control there. Now Bungert on the other side getting to the teeter-totter. So Bungert's just a little bit behind. Oh, and now they have to, on this part, they have to keep their left wheel up on that curb the whole time, or right wheel, I should say, up on the curb too.
Yeah, now he's up above. Now he's got to push across and get both casters across that vertical yellow line at the same time. He's good.
Yep, Norris is good. Bungert was right there behind him. There's a crowd getting into it, and now Bungert does it as he comes down, but Norris now has a little bit of a lead as he got up the ramp, and now he's navigating the stairs. You have to go down backwards, but Mike, like you see on the left side, you can use the rails, keeping his balance there, and he gets down. Now Bungert just a little bit behind him. Oh, Bungert, look at that, making up some time. Has to get his feet back on the chair.
Yeah, he's got to get tied in. Notice some people are all strapped in. You can tell somebody's been here once or twice before, and the first timers is like, Oh my God! Next year I'm going to bring straps. 'Cause he has to keep stopping and fixing his feet.
Now
That's a
he's-
really hard obstacle.
Oh,
These
yes.
guys make it look easy, but you got to rock your chair and go over like a parking curb.
Yep. And Norris gets through first. Bungert, though, now picking up some momentum. Is like Mike said, look at Bungert angling his chair. Oh, and look at that as Norris pops the curb in one try.
The thing is, a lot of people see the sign and reaching for the sign. It's basically like a regular curb jump. Some of these guys are letting go of the wheel when they could just jump the curb.
And now Bungert gets through. We saw his tire spin there.
Uh-oh.
And as Norris went forward and backward over the cones, you see Bungert doing the 360.
Yeah, there comes the flag. Oh, yeah.
Norris to the flag as he's raising it and gives it the salute. And now Bungert, well, a little bit behind, but hey, we know everybody can make up time. And look at this. Norris is going to take the heat, though.
Yeah.
And Bungert going back up now. And they started pretty even. Bungert got hung up just a little bit. And Norris, and look at that, Norris coming back on the course. We talk about this, Mike, to encourage him. Does the 360, does Bungert. And he's going to raise the flag as Marco Bungert there up top.
Oh, flag fell down on him. He did his
And
salute.
the salute. And look at that.
See, he is holding the wheelie for the thing.
Absolutely.
So maybe they did.
But you said that last year. Some guys chose not to, but other guys had, from years before, had done it, and it's easier for them to do it that way.
Previously, it was a requirement. I was surprised they weren't DQ'd when they just cruised across last year. Because I thought it was a requirement. That guy chose to do it. Whether it is a requirement or not, we don't know. We'll see if somebody goes away without doing it.
So Norris advances there.
Norris is going to have to do it again. But
but
he
look
made
at his
pretty
time.
good work.
Oh, yeah.
You noticed on the curve.
I don't know. I think the course designer went a little easy on him. No, they'd never. No, it's not easy at all. We know that.
Abby's never going to go easy on you, you know. She's been around for a while, but she finally, there's a new obstacle this year that hasn't been. Abby's signature event is that curb where you're going to just keep the right wheel on. I tell you, that is a lot trickier than it looks. I had it in my course, and you just got to concentrate on that one wheel and steer everything else to keep it on. All right, who we got going head-to-head
Now
next?
we have the #1 seed, Timothy Connor, in the, he's got this, or no, the #1 seed, Timothy Connor, in the blue shirt as he's coming up. They're both getting ready, taking on the 8 seed, Marco Hartney. Connor a 3.
Hey, that's my Air Force bet.
And let's check the replay right there. And look, he chose to keep all his wheels down,
All
did
right,
Norris.
so it must be a requirement.
So, but you can do it either way. I guess you can do it either way because Bungert came across, as we see Norris with the win there on the replay. But Bungert, like you said, did the wheelie. And if you train that way, might as well stick to it.
Yeah.
So, now, again, Timothy Connor, the #1 seed in the
and notice he's a Class 3 running against a Class 4.
And Marco Hartney,
But, hey,
who's the 8 seed.
I got to root a little bit for Marco. Even though he's the last seed, he is the only Air Force guy that made it
See, I knew the Air Force allegiance was going to come out here today.
Oh, yeah, at least you got one of my guys representing, you know?
So, what is part of the mad science behind the Super G?
So, Timothy Connor in the blue, the #1 seed, and Mark Hartney is in the red shirt. As Connor, again, we'll see.
On our right course.
Yeah. Well, they're mirror images of each other, so yeah, when you make some turns, you can see where the, like we said, Mike, where the other guy is, keeping your eye on him.
And they were so close, but, you know, that sign, people think they need to use the sign. You saw when Norris went through, he just popped it like a curb, never even grabbed the sign, and just pushed over and just jumped off the other end.
Well, you made that great point the other day and during Solomon, is if you get enough speed coming in, you could, a lot of guys can do that.
Yeah, and they're off.
Yes, they are,
They're
and going through the bungees. And look at Hartney there.
Yeah, they got through
and
pretty
now
quick.
look at Timothy Connor.
Ripped through the
and see, they
sand.
switched it up, so they went gravel, and then they put the sand last. They put the rocks.
They
and then when you
changed
spin, so yeah, the sand is last. I was looking at it backwards. But look at that, and they're both, getting through pretty good. Connor, the #1 seed, with a little bit of a lead. As he gets to those steps, look at him popping the wheelie and staying, not hitting any cones, not getting any time deductions. Oh, the teeter-totter, easy for there, and easy for Connor there. And look at him keep his wheel up. Now does a 360. Ooh, Norris, or pardon me, Hartney.
Yep,
That
there-
Hartney
that's
gets-
Abby's new signature. It's a lot trickier than you think, getting that right wheel to stay on that curb. All right, both of them are
And then
crossed.
Connor-
Oh,
oh!
he's down. Now that's a penalty. The minute they touch you, that's 5 seconds. So he's got to go and do it again, I believe. I don't think that's completed.
Right. Oh, no. Actually, it is completed
Oh.
because he's going on.
They carried him on, huh? Same thing exactly happened to the other side. Both of those
Wow.
guys tipped over.
Well, this could affect their seedings and choice for the second round, time-wise.
Oh, yeah, because, you know, that's going to be added on to their time. And these guys are already good and fast. Times are going to be close. So those penalties can kill you.
Yeah, so Hartney now, he's doing it again, but he got through it now as we see Connor, again, going over the
Fighting the
parking
rumble
bumps.
strip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, down again.
look at that, getting the lean forward like we talked about. Need to lean forward at the waist so you can get that momentum going.
Yeah,
That's a
especially
nice
on the hills.
360. Ooh, he tapped the cone there as they
Yep.
knocked it down, did Timothy Connor. And now using the sign.
Yeah,
Oh, look
he
at
was
that.
trying to get himself up there.
And now, there he goes. Oh, forward, and look at that. Going back on the wheelie over the cones. Doesn't touch one, Mike. And going back through the course there. And now he's, well, getting towards the last part of
Yeah.
the course is
Yeah.
Connor, as Hartney again getting closer as he navigates his way over the parking bumps.
Yep.
And now
Coming around backwards.
Connor
Yeah.
raises the flag, salutes it. Now he's got to go across, and look, he chooses to keep all four
Yeah.
wheels down.
I'll
A
tell
little bit
you,
of a
it's
lift
close.
with the casters there as he goes
Yeah.
down, and Connor will take it. That's a crowd cheering for him. And look at Hartney here, though, going forward and backwards. I'll tap the cone there, but
That,
Well, two
that's kind
cones.
of tricky. It's like,
Right.
I didn't realize I missed the walkthrough, but they have to come all the way to the end of those cones in the wheelie and then back up over them all in the wheelie. Like the other day, they went forward, backward, forward.
yep. And now there you go.
You
Hartney
know,
raises the
there
flag.
must be something wrong with the halyards.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
twice
say.
on the right course when they raised the flag, it fell
Yep.
down.
And Hartney
See,
again.
he's choosing the wheelie
Yeah,
too. It's
on
like,
this side.
see, well, the thing
Great
is,
job
it
by
does,
Marco Hartney.
it does help you on the downhill. You kind of like being in the wheelies on the downhill. That way there, when you hit the bottom, your casters are up and you don't do a digger.
Right.
You know, if you get a steep pitch and you're coming down and the wheels are down in front of you, it's very possible to catch the toe.
Oh, yeah. Yes, we have
and,
seen
and,
that.
and do a header. So a lot of people, anytime they're on a hill, are going to be doing the wheelie. Oh, I see T-Rock's getting in the neighborhood.
Yes, he is. He is up next because he's the number 2 seed. Terry Rock in the, and he's taking on, he's taking on Justin Ashbaugh. Justin Ashbaugh there in the gray shirt, and we see the replay here as Connor knocked over a cone, but again, doing
Yeah,
a
that's just
360.
one of the 1 seconds. But, you know, notice on what they're showing here, they re-rake it every time.
Yep.
The stuff in the middle, the pea stone, is the worst of all. You're right. We came off and went into the sand, then the pea stone, then the riprap or the little bit wider gravel. But now they did it the opposite. But still, the one in the middle is really the hottest one, because that little pea stone, if you push too hard, you're spinning in it.
Right.
You know, there's not a lot.
So
There's
you're-
a lot of friction in the sand.
I was
and
going
you're
to say, in
digging.
that case, if you get stuck, you're working harder, not smarter.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
We see,
it's like-
as we see Hartney going through there, and he got, look at that, he got through pretty quick. Raising the
and he's
casters
running,
up.
he's running on the skinny tires, too. You'll see difference in equipment. Fat tires, skinny tires. Look how T-Rock's got a belt around his waist, being a class with a little bit.
Yeah, Terry Rock in the, well, both have great shirts,
Yeah.
but he's got the
He's-
cut-off sleeve showing the guns off,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's taking on
One of the
Justin
few times
Ashbaugh.
he doesn't have his dog on his lap.
So Terry Rock, silver medalist in softball last night as we were out
That
there.
was a great game.
And there's Justin Ashbaugh. Again, the UPS truck, the custom one with the flames up front. I lobbied, I don't know if I told you, I lobbied to maybe have a chance to drive that one day.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, you had all the big sponsors from UPS in here. You were talking to the right people that could make it happen.
Exactly. Exactly. And they're off.
Yeah.
So Terry Rock,
They're looking pretty
he's on the
even.
left
They
side of
both
the
ripped the
screen.
bungees. Didn't even slow down for the bungees. One wheelie and off.
Oh, and we have the unofficial. Now they got the unofficial time on bottom, so
yeah.
it's pretty close. Again, like you said, unofficial, but you'll get a ballpark of what they're in. Is look at that,
Yeah,
Ashbaugh
both.
getting through first, gets to the air mattress. Now there's Terry Rock, so just a little bit behind. We'll see if he can make up some time. But Justin Ashbaugh on the right there, and now he's able to pop up over the steps. Now up on the teeter-totter, and look,
Yeah,
Rock
they
got
are
there
pretty
first,
close.
so now they're pretty even.
Yeah.
So Ashbaugh's got to keep his right tire up. Rock has to keep his left tire up. It's got to stay the whole time on the curb.
Right.
Come down smooth and then into the
Get
very
right
tough
up there.
angled ramp where
And
right
see
here
how-
we see Rock. You have to get both wheels above.
See how he's leaning up the hill? He won't tip over, and he's getting weight on that uphill wheel so it don't spin. That's the last time
Right, and-
both guys tipped over.
Oh, and he got stuck a
Nobody
little bit
touched
right
him.
there.
He caught himself. Nobody touched him, so he's clean. If you catch yourself, it's all right. All right. Spinning around, down, backwards. Yeah, without railings, that would be impossible.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But
He's
look
got
at
a
that,
pretty
Terry
good
Rock
run.
and Justin Ashbaugh. Rock, Ashbaugh now with a little bit of a lead. Yeah, Ashbaugh now, but getting held up there as Rock gets over to the, as you see him there, getting
The
over
rumble
to the
strips,
rumble
they're,
strips, yep.
they're both in those, basically what you have in a parking lot to stop your car. They put those, half of them, one on the left tire, one on the right tire, and it's like, I call it the rock and roll bumps, you know?
Well,
Because you got to rock
perfect.
your chair left and right
And Terry Rock,
push.
look, he caught up and he gets through as Ashbaugh now got past the first one. Now Ashbaugh moving, but Terry Rock with a
he's
little
got
bit
the
of a
rhythm,
lead here.
Came in from behind. He's fighting on the curb.
And look at that, Terry Rock
He's up
using
on
the
the rock.
sign.
Yeah.
Gets up on the curb, and now he's coming down, and here comes
Now
the wheelie
Justin's
from
on the
Terry
sign.
Rock. Look forward, like you said, backwards, and then going right back through it
Notice
backwards, and now you got to do a little 360.
Justin does have the fatter tires, which, you know, and the sand and stuff is an advantage. And some of the inclines, remember last year, one of the inclines, they were putting soap and water on it.
Right, oh, yeah, yeah. So now, and then look, Terry Rock trying to get a little momentum on on the bridge there. And Justin Ashbaugh, now he gets the pump from the crowd, and he
Now
gets
he
up to
just-
the curb. But
you know,
Terry Rock now
yeah.
still a little bit ahead as we see approaching 3 minutes unofficially. Is Rock about to raise the flag?
Yeah. Justin just got through his wheelies and he's coming up the hill. I'll tell you, they got a pretty close run going.
Rock with the salute, and he's keeping a little bit of a lift there, but mostly keeping a little bit of a lift. So he mixed it up there. 4 wheels, and Terry Rock finishes at about 3:13 unofficially. As Justin Ashbaugh, man, they were matched up
Yeah,
pretty
they were
evenly
pretty close.
until the.
Right until the very end, you know. He came flying over in the wheelie over the cones, but he was a little slow going backwards, knocked one over. And T-Rock just climbed that hill pretty quick.
Yeah, there goes
Justin
Justin
struggled a little
Ashbaugh. Saluted the flag. And you're right, there's got to be something with the catch up there because everybody's got it to the top and then came down. But Rock congratulating Ashbaugh there.
That was a good run. That was a good run.
Yeah, I mean, until they got to the parking
And it
thing, as we'll see on the replay here, because look, Terry Rock, he spun the first one, but then after that, look at that, he gets over, and this is
Then
where
he
he
got
took
his
the lead,
rhythm.
because Ashbaugh got there first, and that, you're right, Mike, perfect. Look at him
he
getting
got
to his rhythm.
and he just rocks left, rocks right, and
That last one, through the last one, pretty easy there.
Now the guns is a little pumped up right about there too.
it's-
I tell you, when you get to the end of this thing, if you ain't got some blood flowing in the guns, they're dead.
So now our next matchup, though, is in the bottom half of the bracket.
Enrique, last year's winner is up there.
Kenneth Booking, though, is the 3 seed, and Enrique, well, maybe he knew his time, came in, but he's the 6 seed.
I swim with Ken. He's a stud. He's been doing a lot of training. And he's only a class 2, so he's in the chair all the time. Enrique was 13 years before he won last year, so this is probably his 14th year in the Super G.
Wow. And Enrique, oh yeah, that's right. You were saying, yeah.
Yeah, they were already
Enrique,
here.
what was I going to tell you? He won a bronze medal in softball last night.
Oh, yeah, he was on the red team.
Red team, yep. So
Yeah.
on the left there is Ken Booking in the green shirt. Enrique Lopez there. Well, keeping with the red softball. Got the red shirt on there as we see the nice flames from the UPS truck.
He's looking pretty intense, too.
Yes. Ken Booking
Ken
there.
Booking's a lower class, but I'll tell you, this guy, he's barely new injury, but he's been here a few times now, and he's getting the hang of it. And I think he's going to give Enrique a run for his money.
Enrique.
Time will tell.
Yep. They, it's just the starter reminded him, don't forget to salute the flag. So they can give him a little advice right again before they start.
Yeah.
Read
they
the
just
course.
can't tell him anything
Exactly.
during the course. But believe me, the crowd is letting them know.
Yeah. Right. Oh,
And-
yes.
And everybody paid attention. These guys didn't get here by not paying attention in the walkthrough. We haven't had anybody to have to repeat anything because they've all done clean runs right from the beginning.
And then Enrique right
Oh,
there, like
my
you said,
God.
he can unhook the bungees from the.
Look at
if he
Brookins
gets
already
stuck.
through.
So Enrique, a little bit of trouble
Yeah.
there as he had to unhook, but
Oh,
now he's
yeah.
getting through. But yeah, Booking, look at that. Gets
Booking
there.
cruised those things at a wheelie so high, and he just ripped through like they weren't even there.
And now the sand, well, Enrique making up a little bit of time here,
Yeah.
Mike. But there goes
Yeah,
Ken Booking
they're
as
both
he
hitting
gets
the
down.
man mattress about the same time.
Yeah.
Going to get close, but it's early in the course. There's a lot of stuff to happen yet.
So they both turn
And look
around.
at Kenny creaming those stairs like they were flat,
Absolutely.
up and down.
Oh, Enrique did the
Enrique
same on the
did
right.
the same thing over there.
So now going up to the
Tee to tot. Oh yeah, they got another neck and neck run here.
right to the curve. Oh, look at Enrique almost slipped off on the right side, but look at how he gathered it back, pulling it over there.
Yeah.
Solid job by Enrique Lopez as now he comes up. Oh, and look at that.
Yeah.
Takes the ramp in one shot there as Booking now
Oh yeah.
getting slowed up a little bit, keeping
Ken's
the
hanging
left
on.
tire up.
Yep.
And Enrique, well, goes up forward and then got to do the 360, holding onto the rails. Look at that, just slides down backwards with no problem. Oh, made his
Little
contact
cone
with that
there.
cone.
Couple
Oh,
cones. Oh, there's another 5 seconds. Ken's behind and getting penalties, so it's looking like Enrique's trying to make his effort to repeat. But
yes, he is.
there's still
Oh,
plenty of obstacles. Those rumble strips can kill you, you know?
yes. That's where Terry Rock again made up the time on Ashbaugh, who got
Right,
there
right.
first and was able to take it. So now, oh, look at Enrique Lopez there though, going right
Yeah,
through it. But
he just ripped through.
well,
Ken-
Booking comes down the stairs
Yeah.
again. If Enrique stumbles, Ken can catch up. As now he's got to
Yeah.
pop the wheelie though. See if Enrique. Oh, look at that! Gets up the curb there and comes
He's
straight
up and
down.
down,
2
yeah.
tries and pops the wheelie right away. You see the split screen
Yeah,
there.
Comes right
And
back.
now the rumble strips for Booking.
Yeah. And those are tricky, man. I'll tell you, that's a tough obstacle.
Well, trying to get over it, spins his tire, but look at that,
The
Enrique
experience
Lopez.
is showing, you know.
Lopez gets to the flag.
Yeah, there's
rises
something
up,
wrong with the
salutes.
Hylids on
Yeah.
the right course because everyone has raised it up, tied it off, and
Wow.
well, Enrique 244, so
Yeah.
he's got a pretty good time, and he's put his stamp on the fact that he wants a repeat. You know,
As
but
Booking
they'll
again
still
at the-
be cranking up. Ken's still fighting in those rumble strips,
Yep.
but he's finally got the rhythm. He's figured out what it takes to get through them, so he's got it going now. Just a little too late to get the freaking cup, but just surviving and getting qualifying for this is a feat in itself, and then to actually run the course. Even if you don't win, you're very proud of yourself because you accomplished something a lot of people can't do.
Ball Booking, yeah, Navy vet. Is now, look at that, he gets to the curb. Look at that, hold on the sign and pulling his, trying to,
Look at he's
wow, what, ooh.
it's all upper body.
Trying
He's
to,
like,
look at that.
oh yeah,
Wow, holds on to the sign.
turned himself up after he tilted over a little bit, picked himself up, dragging himself up the sign.
Now he's got to pop the wheelie, going over the cones forward. Nice, clean.
Yeah.
run
Keep
there.
it up
and
and
now
bring it
keeping
back.
his bounce.
Oh, he's getting a few on the way. We noticed some people do not do the backwards wheelies yesterday. We saw a bunch of people choose to go over forward, and when they came backwards, they just ripped them down. They took the penalty because it took them more time trying to do the wheelie backwards.
And look at him get up the ramp there, hesitate a little bit, does the 360. And that's the tough part, too. He's getting halfway up the ramp, you lose your momentum, and they're able to hold it and then roll forward there.
Yeah.
Like Booking did. Kenneth Booking raising the flag, salutes it. And now he'll come across, and he's got to line his...
He's doing it in the wheelie, too. But
Yep.
not even a requirement, but he's going to finish strong. Like, I'm going to look good doing it. I may not
There you
win by heat, but I'm going to look good finishing.
A solid finish there by Booking.
Yeah.
This crowd giving him a round of applause.
Doing his team proud, you know.
Absolutely. Like I said, Booking.
Like you said, what we have, hundreds. You got every class and multiple people. You know, you had hundreds of people and only 8 get here.
Right, exactly. And so, as we'll check the replay, you see Lopez. This is
showing
the
on
part where
Rick how fast he gets up and down the stairs.
But this is the part where he really started to pull away, Mike. They were getting pretty even through there. And then, look at him. Two tries
shot,
right on the
second
curb.
shot, he cranked it right up, yep.
And from going through it the other day, you're right. You get, and you see Booking there again. The fact that he was able to.
Oh, and then when he
all
grabbed
upper
it,
body.
his chair slid. Like,
Look at the upper body there.
he's like, I ain't coming off of this thing.
No. This caster sliding a little bit there, but what a run by Kenneth Booking. Again, a Navy vet. Lopez also a Navy vet. Rock a Navy vet. Ashbaugh in the Marines, along with Timothy Connor in the Marines. Bungert in the Army, Norris in the Army, and Marco Hartney, like you said, your Air Force vet.
Hey, at least we had one of us make it.
So, the second round matchups are going to be Timothy Connor, David Norris, Terry Rock, and Enrique Lopez.
Oh. Previous winners head-to-head, Rock and Lopez.
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice.
Like you said, if you look over here, they're both in their 14th Super G. They've done it many
times. Yeah, that's right. So Rock and Lopez on their 14th. Ashbaugh, that was his third. Booking, that was his third. Norris, who advanced, that this is his fourth. Bungert, his second. Marco Hartney in his third, and Timothy Connor
Look
in
at
his
our number
first.
one seed.
His
The
first
number
one.
one seed is his first time here, and he's kicking butt.
All right, so now they're going to go and make sure everything's correct on the course.
Getting the bungees all squared away. Because it is legal if you're hung up in the bungees to unhook the bungee from the frame. And that's what some people did, reach down and unhook the bungee rather than fight with it on their casters.
And yes, the 38th edition of the National Veterans Wheelchair Games Super G, proudly sponsored by UPS. Again, they've been involved 35 of the 38 years with the slalom and the Super G. And again, sticking with it. They employ a lot of vets. We talked about that. They have great programs.
And as far as getting our equipment here, UPS is a sponsor for that too. You know, we tag up our stuff, whether it be a hand cycle, a sports chair, and they ship it out here, and we get out here, it's all taken care of for us. So UPS has been a great friend to us, and softball came about. Sarah DeGasperis from the DeGasperis Family Foundation, who sponsors softball, worked with UPS and got introduced to the games by doing the slalom with UPS.
Right.
And being a professional baseball player prospect himself, he wanted to see some wheelchair softball once he seen it existed.
Well, Mike, now look what they're bringing in. They took the bungees out, and they're they're bringing the ladder in.
Oh, they're switching up for the second bracket. They're going to change the course a little bit. I was wondering what they were doing carrying those bungees around.
And there's some ramps coming in.
Oh, yeah.
There go the rumble strips are moving. Yeah, this is you talk about bracket.
The ladder of death.
The mad scientist, Abby LaCoy, who in 2003 in St. Louis was her first game, she said, doing it. They needed somebody local, and she designed the course. But now look at this as their not only bracket style, or like we said, if you win, you go through 3 times.
Yeah, but you're going through a different course every time. So that little theory we thought about, oh, you're going to learn some stuff on the first time through, it ain't going to help because now, I mean,
they're not
some
taking
of the
everything
obstacles,
out, but yes, some
of
things
the
are
obstacles
different
are the
now.
same, but those bars of death, I mean, the bungees are tough, but those, I call those the bars of death. It's like a ladder with a rung missing. And you either time it perfect and get good speed, pop the wheelie and bump it like a curb, and then when your second push, you're bouncing in a hole where the missing run is and you come up onto the top.
Well, we see the mad scientist right there as she's helping the volunteers, which she's such a phenomenal job.
Oh, they took out the rumble strips.
Yeah, I was going to say the rumble strips are gone.
Yeah, well, they did them once already. It's like, oh, we don't need to do them again.
I'm guessing we might see them since we're doing this for the championship round. I like the surprises. I like this. Hey, as we see Andy Burnt, your good buddy, checking out the checking out the Super G gold medalist in softball. Saw Sean Castle coming by.
Yep.
So
they got a
the
pretty
rumble
good
strips,
team, the white team.
rumble strips being replaced with I'm guessing you have to go forward and forward on that, but that's pretty close.
Because of the cones, it's just a matter of climbing the thing. You just can't climb the hill without thinking about it because there's a curb. You know, you got to make sure you got your wheelie at the end to drop off because the whole thing is if you're tired and you just push up the hill and you let your front end drop down, you're going to do a face plant.
Yeah, so that's exactly where the rumble strips were, and now the ladder comes in too instead of the bungee. The bars of death.
See the one missing bar?
Yep.
That one missing bar. If you come, they're coming from the right. If you can hit that time it right where you bump that first one and you drop and your second push is when your wheels are up on the flat, then you can keep the front end up. But if you get the drop casters, getting your caster out between those ladders when they're run so close together, you'll see. Probably these guys won't struggle because they've already done this in their course. But you know,
because the bungee and the ladder was both part of
you had to go through them both.
Yeah.
So now they're doing do one here. Now we'll do that. And you know what Abby has done is rather than having difficult courses as a higher class, she's really leveled the table. She's making it hard for everybody.
Right.
The 4s, the 2s, and the 5s ran basically the same exact course.
Right, absolutely. As we see a great crowd here, and we're going over the course again. Still leaving the. Can't forget to salute the flag.
Yeah.
When you get up, but again, you're right. Something catching on the top there.
Yeah, on the right one, the halyards, they get there, tie it up. They think they got it, and it falls down. But no penalty on them for that.
Well, as we see him again getting ready, but again changing the course, they give him a few minutes. Again, you need a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, after running this thing, you know, one time it's spent. So you're really hoping that somebody else is going to go, and hopefully they'll have a slow time so I get a little more rest.
Exactly. Well, alongside Air Force vet and 20-year member to coming out to the National Veterans Wheelchair Games, Mike Gilboa and Michael Caratanudo. And you look at this, and like you said, changing up the course a little bit. So, yeah, you can still get into some part of a groove, but with the other things, now you got some parts you got to think. And again, time and energy. You got to see, and you got to keep an eye on the other competitor, Mike. Again, that's why they call this the Super G, because they made it even more super tough this year.
Oh, yeah. And I really love the head-to-head bracket thing, you know. It's definitely going to, you're talking about the physical fatigue and the mental fatigue. Now you also get the thing of, he's ahead of me. What am I going to, because you're seeing your competitor on the other side.
Oh, wow. So they're moving.
They're moving Abby's one-wheel curb and replacing that, too. So she's really,
wow,
she's really stepped up the game with this.
You see where the volunteers are going through. We just saw it. You can see it there in the wide shot. They're going through the curtain, so she's got everything behind the curtain there.
Oh, yeah, she's got it staged and ready.
Competitors aren't allowed to go back and take a peek and see what's back there.
No. She wants to make sure she's giving a little surprise. But no, this is quite interesting, the new bracket system.
So taking out, like you said, where you have to be up on the curb.
Oh, now there's one I haven't seen before. So look at that triangle with the bar over there. I don't think I've seen that one yet this week. That must be a Super G only. Oh, that's
See?
one of the teeter-totters. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I
I was
hadn't
with
seen
you,
them
too.
put
I thought if
together.
they have to try and go over that, that's
Yeah, I
that's
was
a little
like, what
too
are
high.
they going to do there?
But
All right, that's
they're
what
bringing
it
it
is.
out on the other side. Well, that's good. You know, in
So you
bracket
notice
style.
the 3 different heights, depending on the course and stuff. She basically made everybody have the same course, only the lower levels, like the door was on an incline this year rather than
Right.
flat when they had
Right.
the door in the earlier
Well,
courses.
when you went through the door, that part was flat.
Yeah, and that was flat. But the thing was, in the lower classes, it might have been 6-inch incline.
Right.
As you got up to the 4s and 5s, it was more like a 10 to 12-inch incline.
Right.
But it was the same exact course. We were all running the same thing. Just the difficulty might go a little bit harder, you know, as they raised it. And I'm looking at the teeter-totters. There's 3 different heights they can put the holes in for those to rather, you know, just determines how steep you start going up.
Yeah, and they're getting it set. So
And
again, changing
they're
the course,
going
it gives
one
it gives
teeter
it.
right into another, from one to another, up, down, and then up, down again.
Plus, the competitors, again, you want to give them a little bit of time, but they don't want to get too cold. But like you said, getting a little bit of a breather is a nice thing.
They're not getting a fresh walkthrough, but I'll tell you what, they're paying very close attention to what they're doing to this course right now.
Yeah, the final 4 up there. Tim Connor,
Number 1
David
seed
Norris.
in his first year here. That's pretty impressive.
David Norris, a 5 seed. And then on the bottom half of the bracket, Enrique Lopez, the 6 seed. And then Terry Rock, the 2 seed. So, yeah, both in their 14th, like you said, time in the Super G. And, man, it is one of those things where when you see it, again, to be that they have that experience, it helps. But, again, Timothy Connor, like you're saying, Mike, first time, and he's like,
here, and
give me the course.
Yeah, it's like, just tell me what to do, and I'll go get it done. You know, our only Marine, no, we got 2 Marines,
Yep.
but Justin's already out, so we got 1 Marine left, but he came in his first year and set the time to beat for everybody, so they are going to give him a little bit of a walkthrough, it looks like, show them what they just changed and what they got to do.
So Abby LaCoy actually explaining what happened. So, all right, let's listen to Abby as she's talking about the change of the course.
You're not on, here you go.
Okay, so the budget
Little,
boards are
like,
replaced with the
issue there.
prison bars. The wide stairs where they had to go up forward, they now got to go up backwards and down and backwards. The teeter-totter, you can see I brought out 2. I actually made the slant board nicer. It's now on a higher slant, less of a steep grade. I was being kind and made it nicer. I was. Oh, and I took
we heard Abby LaCoy right there saying that she made it a little bit easier, but now, as we heard her, Mike, they have to go up the stairs backwards and come down backwards. So, what's the strategy first with that? How to attack that, going up the stairs backwards and then down backwards as well?
Yeah, well, that's still get banisters, so thank God.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then, as again, they have to go. That's tough. I mean, strategy-wise, like I said, going not that the course is tough. But then she had.
Well, you see, they have different size stairs too, so I don't know which ones they got. I haven't really got a good look at them.
As
yet.
we see the Hayes little trophy there, as
oh yeah, they
Joe
put
Little,
it.
Tom Brown, and
Yeah, she gave a little history of where the slalom came from and some of the people that introduced it.
So yes, so Tim Connor and David Norris going first.
What an amazing week. It's not over yet, Gary. We're running on adrenaline. We're about to witness the semifinals.
So on the right, we have David Norris in the black shirt. David Norris in the black shirt is on the right. On the left is Tim Connor, the #1 seed, his first.
Norris had a pretty nice run, his first run too.
Oh yeah.
So this should be interesting. But yeah, I think you get the backward steers is going to be a real difficult one. But looking at them, I think I myself would be using the vertical white bars rather than trying to grab the banister.
Okay.
I would take one at a time.
Okay.
You know, just bringing, because your back wheels are first. You don't got to worry about picking your casters up to the stair ahead that's ahead of you.
Very true.
But when you
Very
get
true.
up there, you still got to rock and get the caster up, or it'll catch on the step below. So, I mean, forward, backward, stairs are difficult. Wheelchairs ain't made to do stairs.
No, that is very, very true.
But sometimes there's no option, and that's why they exist in this event.
We see Connor getting ready.
Yeah, he's got his game face on. That Marine's intense right now. And they're off.
Oh, look at that. That's getting down the ramp quick.
Now
into a
instead of
good
the
start.
bungees, they're going to the bottoms of death. Oh, see how he did it? He bounced right up. All right. They both did that perfectly.
Just like you said, get the momentum and make sure
One
that
bounce and then just come right up on top, keep the wheel up.
look at Connor here going through the getting to the air mattress first.
Oh, and yeah, he's through the air mattress already and moving around.
And now here we go, going up these
Oh,
steps
now the
backwards.
stairs backwards. Oh, these are the little stairs. See, you still got to back up and get that front
nice
wheel
job
up.
there
Oh, he smoked
by
those.
Connor.
No banister at all in those, but the smaller step.
And they're
Two
both
little. This is where she said she made it easy. She took out the rumble strips and gave him the teeter-totter.
And
Oh
Norris-
my God, he is flying.
And Norris just a little bit behind him, but look at this.
Yeah,
As
he's coming up
Connor-
and down the teeter-totters himself. Oh man,
nice,
they're neck
great
and neck.
job there.
They get back even again. They get to the stairs together. Now it's a matter of
As we see Norris there.
Yep.
Again, look at that.
Read that course.
Read
Make
it,
sure
yep.
you get that thing backwards.
Now that's
Boom.
what they place the
Boom.
parking
Oh,
lot.
see, that's.
Oh,
Remember I said?
Yes.
Climb up. Don't just go off the end of it. It's a curve at the end, and that'll cost them.
as Norris with a little bit of a lead over Connor. But they're pretty close, just a little bit, and look at that.
They're
Ooh.
both fighting.
Oh,
I'll
man,
tell you
this
what.
is going to be a
This is
battle
gonna-
to the finish line.
Oh man, the climb up. They don't realize is there's a couple of little lips climbing up to the flag, and
Oh,
when
look,
you're
and they're
fatigued,
both coming up to
they're
it.
both coming up to
Let's
the
see
ramp.
who gets up more cleanly.
Oh
Connor,
my
look at
God!
that. Oh, but he hesitated on the 360. Norris raising the flag first. Connor gets to it. Norris salutes
He didn't
it.
salute. Did he salute?
I think he did,
Oh,
yes.
okay. He was so fast. Oh my God!
Norris
Talk about an upset.
unofficially at
Look at that
2:04.
time. Oh my God! I thought he had a good run the first time. He smoked it. Although she said I made it easier. The rumble strips, you think those little ramps would be easy? But we had somebody go off the ramp and didn't do the wheelie and front end did a digger. But
wow,
they'll
what a
bounce back.
finish. What a
Well,
start
we
to
gotta
the
finish.
semifinals.
We got to look at what the penalties are and stuff. And, you know, it was so close, a penalty could make a difference and change the winner here.
Yes.
Whoever crossed the line first might not be first.
As we check the replay there. As,
So he's got to keep the front end up coming back on those. There was no banister there. But that's the smaller
that's
step.
Connor. That's Connor right there.
Yeah.
See him taking off, and now we see Norris.
Yeah. He cracked the stairs pretty quick himself.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yep, comes down and not a problem. And again, right here where we were talking about, they're pretty even. So again, Norris coming through, and then
There's
this
a
is where
little
he said
mistake
where he
right
took-
here.
Yeah, we're too
Yeah.
far forward.
Yeah.
And that's tough to do because you got the momentum from the first one, and it's close.
Well, that's the obstacle that looks so easy. You're just doing all these tough obstacles. Like I said, it's a little mental things. All it is a little ramp. You're going up a hill, but you forget there's a curb to jump off at the end.
And there's where Connor hesitated a little bit on the 360, and we just saw the salute from Norris real quick. Connor with the salute, he gets across quick.
He's pretty pumped.
Yes.
That was an upset. But hey, you know what? You got to give Mr. Connor some real good credit. His first year as a novice as a Class 3, making the Super G and into the semifinal. And, you know, barely seconds from his shot at the Coach Hayes Cup.
Oh, hey, there must have been, because look at that. Ken Booking is up. I think Lopez must have missed something.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear the announcement, but Kenneth Booking in the green shirt. They.
So he must have won his heat somehow.
Must have, yeah. So
Rick must have had a DQ or something. Or the penalties. See, when they hit the cones and the different things, after the time, that last one was so close. It was like, look at the penalties, and as long as, it looked like they both had pretty clean runs, except for when Mr. Norris did that digger off the little ramp. I mean, they were so close, that might make a difference. We don't know who's going to be in next. She hasn't given us the winner yet. And they're off.
They're off. So Booking again in the right in the green shirt. Terry Rock in the got the cutoff going there in the gray. And look at Rock. Well, hits the first one good, but wow, look at Booking.
Yeah,
he got
Booking
right
did
through it.
The prisoner, the ladders of death. They both got through the ladder pretty good. Oh yeah, we got another neck and neck here.
Now Rock, well, catching up a little bit as Booking again trying to get to the air mattress. He gets there first. Rock slowing down a little bit, but look at that, comes through to the air mattress. Again, we know Rock can make a little bit of a run, and we saw what happened with Norris and Connor in that last semifinal.
D-Rock's been there before. He's like, see him rocking himself back.
Now he got a little lean forward for some balance.
Yeah.
Get
his teeter-totters.
Look at that. Oh, nice and smooth for Rock there. Looking on the steps going backwards. Oh, but look at Rock right here getting his casters over.
He's over and clean there.
Oh, man, Terry Rock taking the lead, but Booking now making a run.
Yeah.
As he's at the teeter-totter.
Yep. One teeter-totter to the other. Bing, bang, boom.
And look at that. Booking now getting up, getting his casters.
Yep, he's
over
cleaning
the line.
good.
And Rock going through the little obstacle course there. Now in reverse. And here
now
we go.
the ones you don't want to be, don't want to forget to do the little
nice
wheelies.
drop.
Yep. Don't want to have a little. It's like, oh, here's my little rest of ramps, and they will get you.
It's Terry Rock.
D-Rock's using the pole again.
Yep.
See, as they pull themselves up, they bring themselves closer to the pole, and then their wheels against it. It's like you had to bunny hop your chair to the side.
And again, now he's trying.
See, he's spending a lot of time there, and he's giving Ken time to do some catching up.
Oh, he's got it, the tire on. Can he get up to the curb? And look at that. Oh, and now
Booking had some
problems.
problems.
And Rock slips back off.
Yeah, they both fought with this obstacle And Ken had his chair sideways twice last time. Oh, he's got it. See, he caught up and got past Terry on that curve.
Well, it's just like the parking ramps helped Rock in the last round. Now Booking, look at that. Forward and back as Rock's still trying to get up on the curve.
Oh, yeah. Now he just got to stay clean in his head and finish up. Don't mess up. Get a clean run going. Because it looks like he's
oh, and now
got
Rock,
a good
look
lead.
at that, switch sides. Ooh, gets up,
And
but look
he's
at
up
Booking.
there. But, yeah, he gave up a lot of time there. And it's going to take one heck of a job. Oh, did he salute? Oh,
I don't think he
I
did.
don't think he saluted.
I don't
That's
think he
going to
did.
stink to be a DQ after you've won the race, but he went through the finish line. They can't go back and fix it.
So we'll see. Oh, he knocked over some cones as well.
On the backwards part. He did the front one fine,
Right.
and coming back, he knocked a few over.
It's Terry Rock now, again, all that energy on the curve. Now trying to get up the ramp here.
Oh,
Trying to cheer him on, and look at that.
Listen
Little
to that.
pause, leaning forward. Great job by Rock doing the 360 like you have to.
And the crowd's in there, you know, they're loving it, and they appreciate the effort these guys, you know, they're just screaming it. And when you're out there, you know, you hear that, and it just motivates you to get it done. I'm not giving up, you know, these guys are all with me. I can't stop now.
As he salutes the flag, and we see him come across there.
Yeah, we'll have to rate the results here.
But again, we'll have to see, because you may have caught it. I don't know if Booking saluted. You were looking right at him.
I just like, man, it seemed to me he put the flag up and took off. I don't know. I mean, Norris did it so fast last time. As he was turning, he was saluting, so I never saw it.
Right.
But I mean, he was kind of in slow motion. He had such a big lead that, you know, he was pretty relaxed.
Yeah,
but like I said, that mental fatigue at the end.
As we check out the replay, and Rock again had a great pace here, going down the steps backwards as, again, the teeter-totter, as he's going through, and again had a nice lead. And look at that. Oh. You caught it, Mike.
And you have to salute the flag. It's a non-negotiable. So he was due.
So Terry Rock advances.
Terry Rock advances.
So Terry Rock in his 14th. Mr.
Yep. Isn't that horrible? You have such a great run, win it, and then a mental mistake at the end. Like I said, all that physical stuff, your mental gets at the end. He raised the flag. He did everything. He just forgot to salute, cruised across thinking he had the victory. And he was probably as shocked as anybody when Dabby says, you know, nice run, but not negotiable. The walkthrough is, oh, yep, she's bringing out some new obstacles.
Yes, she is. As it looks like that's taped in yellow.
Yeah. And you can see how doing this course 2-3 times will get to you, because the stuff we thought she was making easier, people were doing the rumble strips without falling.
Right.
They went off that little ramp and did a head fest, you know, did a digger.
See Terry Rock there talking to Tim Connor.
Yeah. I'll tell you, what a first game for Mr. Connor. I'm sure he's pretty excited. I mean, to be here means he won his gold in his event. You know, and there's only been, what, maybe 6 Coach Hayes cups, little cups given out, because the Super G started, you know, a little bit back, but then after Coach Hayes passed, they decided to do the one award and winner take all. And I really like this head-to-head bracket thing rather than everybody running. Plus, it gets it done quicker. You know, we got a lot of stuff happening with championship basketball and rugby and everything today. So when you get 2 people on the course at once, you know, you're covering it in half the time.
Yes. Yes. And it will be their third run of the course again as we see the
Yeah, they're like, take your time setting
setting
this
up.
up. I want to rest. Let me go get another bottle of water and maybe you have a power bar.
well, joined by Mike Gilbao and Michael Caratanudo, and bringing you the Super G, new this year, bracket style. These guys will be going through it for the third time. UPS, the great sponsors we see there in the background, the truck with the flames. I have to be trained to drive it, but
And
I'm,
all
I'm
the
working on
UPS
it.
volunteers are
Yes.
humping all the stuff out from behind the curtain that Abby had up her sleeve.
It's like don't look behind the curtain. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, said the wizard.
Yeah, no, she's doing Coach Hayes very proud because she even got her own signature. Oh, look at that. They got to do a 360 on that one, and it was it's a teeter-totter. That first red one is wobbling. It's on a pipe. So,
Wow, so now you
so
gotta
they're going to have to do a 360
man.
and stay balanced.
Wow. Oh, that's what the yellow tape means, right? The 360 right there?
Yeah,
We see the
yeah,
yellow tape?
on the red one, yep. The yellow tape is there to do a 360, and that is not a level
Yeah,
flat one.
you see it there on the blue one.
Oh, yep. Now we're showing it there on the course, on the monitor, yep.
And they got to do a 360 at the end, it looks
Yeah,
like.
I mean, they got to climb a bunch of steps, drop back down. Oh, and it does look like there's a... Oh, the end one is a teeter-totter with a 362. Okay. Not quite as easy. She's not making it easy. Last time she said, I'm going to make it a little easier on him this time. Now she's like, you want to make it in the final? You're going for the big one? You want to be the best of the best? We're not going easy now. So she'll come up and explain her changes as they do the walkthrough so they know exactly what they got to do because, like you said, there's nothing like doing a run and find out you DQ'd because of a, mental mistake. And
Yes.
that fatigue gets to you.
Jim Strong saying hi to us, the Florida District Scanning and Automation Manager, Air Force vet as well.
Yeah, he was with you yesterday. But
Yeah.
one of the big guys from UPS. That's your man to get to drive the truck, right?
Well, he was who I was talking to, so I'm got to go through some loopholes, but got to butter him up. So look at this, like you said, the volunteers coming out, and now we got some more ramps
and
coming
look,
out.
they know who's running what course, so they measure their wheels. Now we get people out here adjusting the space on the boards after the salute to match the wheelchair that's going to be coming through, so that it is set up for their chair.
Yes, and we see it there.
There's your little 360
man.
teeter-totter.
Wow.
You get little curves up.
Wow.
Just those little lips, man. When you're going, if you're on a roll, you think you're going good, and you forget to pull up the caster, or you're just a little fatigued, and you go to pull up the caster and don't come up and catches those lips. We saw a couple people coming up the ramp to salute that were getting hung up. There's only about a 1-inch lip there, but, when you're at the end of the course and climbing that hill, getting that wheelie up just to get that last little bit is a little tricky.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. Okay.
No, you have gotten. I'm getting an idea of where this is going, and wow.
Oh, yeah. You want to win the cup, you got to perform. You got to perform at the highest level.
The Hayes Little Cup, heard Abby talking about it.
Yep. She gave a lot of history of where the slalom came from, and
Wow, and the Super G right here is
oh, we are now getting the real slalom on steroids for sure.
Oh, man. Terry Rock watching him set up, getting some water over there. So now they're and the course master is now they're bringing it in for this side of the course. And so many volunteers doing such a great job for UPS, and again, like you said, being a part of the games for 35 of the 38 years that the wheelchair games have existed, and with the slalom and the Super G.
And shipping the equipment here. And
I was teasing Jim. I go, you know somebody that can get it here for you?
oh, and she's got those little bumps off camber. It's like they're not the peak of the it's like little ramp up, down, one for the left, one for the right. But
As we
you
see it
notice
right
the
there.
peaks are at different spots.
Right.
So, yeah. People are going
this
to have
is
to
a-
pay close attention on
This
that.
is a pure course of obviously agility, but you're thinking agility, balance, and again, like I said, use of no core use, upper
Yeah.
body, learning how to control the chair with the upper body,
Yeah,
feeling
and
comfortable.
body position, you know,
Yes.
weighting the proper wheel at the right time. And, like, it just goes to show you, as much as I love my fat tires for the all-terrain, and some people did have the fat tires, which
Right.
made it real easy to get through the sand and the pea stone and the air mattress and stuff. And, you know, they're not a detriment on any of the other elements in any way, you know, where you don't use them in softball or rugby.
Right, right.
You know, you want your skinny, fast court tires, but this isn't a flat course, you know. You're not playing on a rugby and a basketball court
No,
here, so,
no.
you know, some people will opt for the fatter, you know, tires to make it easier, but these guys pushing, the two guys that made it are on the regular thin tires.
Abby's coming over and making sure all the measurements
Yep,
are right.
yep. She's like, want to make sure they're getting the same course. So even the difference in the starts and the tilts and where the peaks will be on those little.
Wow, so
Yep, yep.
that way your right tire is going to hit first, and then your right tire is
Yeah.
coming off first. So, again, like you said, the balance, when to lean properly,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the control.
There's a lot of it, you know.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
But we still have the cones, still have the snake pit, as they're saying. But the teeter-totter, you're right, the one they brought in, doing the 360s, as we can see in the shot
Yeah.
there with the blue.
Yeah, they get out of just a little up and down teeter-totters, and the ramp she just went up and jumped off. That's all gone now. Where she made it easy before, she just said, you know what? You had your easy run. Now's the tough one.
If you're going to win the Hayes
know?
Little Trophy, you're going to earn it. And, yeah, going through it 3 times, like I said, definitely earning it.
And Mr. Connor, you know, in his first year here, looked like he was going to get knocked off by Mr. Brookins, and the failure to salute gets him, as a rookie, into the final of the Super G. That's pretty impressive. You know, only a Class 3, so he's one of the lower class, but, you know, a little less ability, less core and stuff.
Oh, wow. So Tim's 39, Terry's 63. They just announced their ages.
You never know it, man. T-Rock is a stud.
Well, we saw the guns there. That's why he's got the cutoff shirt. That's a little more of an intimidation
Yeah,
factor,
yeah.
too, right? Little
Yeah,
head
yeah.
game.
He's like, yeah, you may be a Marine, but you know what?
Oh, and the
Yeah,
tough part
they're going to
right
have to
there.
go rake it out again. But
Wow.
I'll tell you, the tan ones in the middle are the trickiest. They are slippery. They spin right under your wheels. That's tricky.
So now,
And notice you're going up a hill to get into it, then you're down the hill into it, then you're climbing out of a hill.
Thanks, guys, for your patience. That took a
Yes.
little
Abby,
bit.
we-
I appreciate it.
Abby's
All right, here we
going to
go.
tell
This
us
is
what we're
we're
doing with
all
the
waiting for.
Changes.
with the changes to the course.
Top 2 seeds who ran earlier, number 1 and number 2, happen to be running together again, okay? So, here's what I just
Yeah,
did.
so she changed the course.
I took
top 2
away
seeds in the final.
bucket boards, it was prison bars. Now it's just a simple ramp up. and a
Simple
ramp
is what
down,
she says right
but
now.
They have to do a 360 spin at the apex of the ramp. So they're up on the top, 360 spin. I changed
Oh,
that.
wow, the
These
360 spin as we
stairs,
see right there.
The very first round they went up the stairs forward. The second round they went up the stairs backwards. The third round it only makes sense to go up forward, turn around,
And go down backwards, right? I figured that was coming.
Okay. These boxes are no more than just curves and bouncing up and up, down curves in the outside world. I might have just put a 2x4 under. I'm going to also make them a teeter-totter. So the
Might
first box
have.
they get on,
As we
it
see
goes
the
back and
teeter-totter,
forth. They
yeah.
gotta do a 360 on it
Wow.
while it goes back and
Well,
forth.
we said it because of the tape, as we see it right there, the 360.
It teeters the opposite way while they do a 360 on it.
Oh, she's got one with a vertical, one with a horizontal.
There's a
Yeah.
line on there. Their back wheels have to break the plane of that line.
Oh, she did move the line
Yeah.
higher than just the diamond
Yeah.
plate.
The wedges that were there and put in these ramps up and down, except I offset the apex of the ramp. So they're going to teeter while they go up, and then they're going to teeter while they go down.
And while she's explaining this too, as we see, we did get to talk to her the other day. She actually, when she started, first couldn't do it, but owned her wheelchair skills. Started going through the course, and had other able-bodied people try it that were good in chairs. And she's like, yeah. So that's how we started building the course, because if, like we talked about before, Mike, if you're alone, somebody's not helping, you're going to have to go through the obstacle. And like you said, there could be dirt, could have to go around on a sidewalk, something, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, she said she may have just put a teeter-totter in it. It goes different ways. So they got to go up those stairs, forward, the first stairs, the red ones,
Yeah,
and then go
spin
down
around
backwards.
Yep.
Man. So Tim Connor, the #1 seed in his first games. Terry Rock, the
Perennial
experienced vet.
14-year Super G man.
Yep, the vet will be taking on Tim Connor. It would have been Ken Booking, who benefited from time, as we see Booking right there.
Yeah,
and
T-Rock got a little hung up on the curb
Dave
cut.
Morris.
And that gave
Right.
Kenny the chance to take the lead and
But he
looked
didn't
like he was
salute.
going to win. But,
You heard Abby saying non-negotiable.
no, when they do the walkthrough, you do everything they tell you to do. You miss one thing, and you're done.
You better go back. And considering it was the last one, he may have had a chance to go back.
Yeah,
and
but
just
he
do
went through
that.
the finish line.
Fine,
Once
right,
you go through the
right.
finish line, you're dead. You can't go back. Because he thought about it, and he came back out, but it was too late. Well, you look, they get this nice big ramp. They want to come across that finish line as quick as possible. They're coming down that ramp flying. He didn't have time to stop. All right, the officials give him the walkthrough to show him exactly what she did. T-Rock's really eyeing that curb cut with the
Oh, yeah.
sign.
Yes,
It
he
cost
is.
us some time last time, so he's
Because that's where Kenneth caught up right there.
yep.
Was on that.
Can't caught him and passed him on that, and
So he's,
Terry's definitely going to be taking a new approach at that one, I'm sure. He's
and
like, take your time, guys, moving stuff around, but yep, they're getting up and into position, getting ready to rip off this last heat to see who takes home the cup.
we see, first year, Tim Connor, Terry Rock, shaking hands. There's Connor on the left there in the blue shirt, Rock again with the, again, fittingly showing off the guns.
Yeah, T-Rock,
Look at
Navy
that right
guy,
there.
as the Marines call their taxi drivers.
Hey, stop picking fights, Mr. Gilbell. Stop picking fights.
Hey.
As we see Terry Rock there again, and now Tim Connor.
Just trying to relax, get some deep breaths, and like, chill, get the energy up. We're about ready to rip it here.
It took a few minutes to change the course, got him a breather, but again, now this is their third time, like I said.
And it's the hottest one we've had yet.
Yep.
And they're going.
So Rock again getting to the doing the 360 as Connor again. They're going through the cones.
Yep, they're both ripping through the dirt.
Connor getting there a little bit quicker as he's in the sand, but Rock catching up. Connor gets down to the air mattress first, but had to lean forward. So now they pretty much coming off the mattress. Connor with a teeny bit of advantage, Mike, but look at this. Now they got to go up
Now
forward and
you turn
look at that.
around, go backwards,
Wow,
lean
smooth
forward,
turn there
lean
by
forward.
Connor.
Yep. See how much he leaned. There's the first teeter-totter event. Oh, he didn't 360 it. Come back.
Oh, and he caught it. Good job.
He caught it. Come back, 360 it.
There he goes. Great job.
Because had
there.
he kept going, you got to the end, you got to, whatever you messed up, where you come back and fix it, you still got to do everything after that.
And look at that. He handled that.
Oh, he
Man.
is making good time in his course.
Look at that. Gets the casters above. And now
Yeah.
goes down. And a
It's
nice
some-
tight turn there. But Terry Rock, again, the 360. He's making up time. Mike, he's making
Yeah.
up time. As Connor, though, going down the stairs backwards.
We still have yet to get some of Abby's new obstacles. The teeter-totter there is one of them. I'm interested in looking at that what looks simple but isn't right here as Mr. Brookins is coming up. I mean,
Here we
Cook
go.
is
Here's
coming
the
up
new
to it.
one.
Yep.
There, now you got to go to the right.
Lean a little to the left, and then I was like, oh,
There he
yeah.
goes.
He made it look dang
That
easy.
was smooth. Again, Rock making up some time here in the final. Look at that. He slides right down.
Yeah, he
Makes
rips
the
through
turn,
those
and now
steps.
Connor trying to get up the curb, having a little bit of trouble. This is where Bookie made a run last time.
Yeah.
But now look at that. He gets up the curb, and now he's to the cones where he's got to go forward, pop the wheelie, and then back.
He's clean through not one cone.
But look at Rock. He got up and down the ramp there, off balance. But look at this. Here comes Connor. As he's getting to the flag.
Yeah,
Don't forget to salute.
Yep.
As he pulls it up.
Got his salute in.
Salute there.
T-Rock's fighting on that curb cut again.
I don't see any time violation so far for anybody as T-Rock got up on the curb. Now he's popping his wheel.
T-Rock's coming in fast.
Takes a little bit of a breather.
No problem doing it. He's going to finish it up no strong, but, you know, I don't think we have any DQs this time. I think we've got a first-time participant winner.
As Tim Connors cheering him on.
Come on, T-Rock.
Now he's going to race the flag. His third time through the course.
Good job, T-Rock.
That's T-Rock, yes. Gets the flag.
Didn't
out
forget
with
his
the salute.
salute.
Comes across. And comes down the ramp. Pops the wheelie as Connor greeting him with a high five.
Yeah, heck of a run by those guys, I'm telling you.
Man, and Connor.
What an inauguration to your games, man. Connor ripped that thing. He didn't have any hiccups anywhere in that course.
Well, you know who's going to feel a challenge real quick before you get to Connor is Abby now. She's going to have to make it tougher for him next year.
Oh, don't worry. She has bad dreams, and then she wakes up and decides, okay, what course can I put this in? How am I going to make this into an obstacle?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, seeing him shake hands, and Connor, as we'll see the replay here, it's Connor again, 39, coming down, and look at that. This is where he had to come back. This is where he came back to do a 360.
He forgot his 360, but he caught it right away.
Yep, and now look at that, the opposite way.
That's the different teeter-totter.
Look at the balance there, and look at well, he went up, and then look at Terry Rock, same thing. He came down, nice little 360 as he came down. But then you see, look at this, Connor. Look at that, had the lean to the right, or to the left, and now to the right. Look at that, smooth. And then he got up on the curb again.
Oh yeah, he
quick.
ripped up and down that curb, and that's for one obstacle that's been causing more problems during the whole week.
Yes.
Yes, that was amazing.
It was, as he salutes the flag, and we'll see him finish up. Wow, 312, his third time through, 312. That is unbelievable. As, again, UPS, the great sponsors of this, as we see Connor and Rock there, as the Abby LaCoy has the Hayes Little Trophy, and all the volunteers, again, from UPS. And like you said, I know you appreciate it, but again, their involvement, again, making sure everything goes great. And again, supporting these games, supporting the vets in general. What a great job. There's Jim Strong, again, here in Florida, the Florida District Scanning and Automation Manager. Like I said, Air Force vet, got to catch up with him the other day and their involvement. And then he just said even his first involvement with it, he was surprised. And now Chris Peck, who's the VP of Corporate Human Resources, sat down and talked with us as well. As again, thanking everybody, thanking the Florida, obviously,
and all the volunteers and the people that work with them. I mean, Abby said they set up 14 courses this week, moving this stuff back and forth.
And congratulating the athletes again, the crowd very happy as there is the Hayes Little Trophy. Tim Connor. Oh. Wow,
219. He smoked that course.
Wow, 219. Tim
Seemed like he
Connor.
was getting better every time. It's like he was learning stuff, getting better every
Exactly.
time.
Wow. He never did the slalom before, obviously.
No.
Never did qualify for Super G his first time, the former Marine. And he takes the Hayes Little Trophy as the 2018 champ. 219, Mike, 219.
I couldn't even climb the hill and salute in 219. I don't know how these
Super
guys
Q.
do it.
Hey, you didn't mention the Super Q yet. You got to get your plug in.
Yeah. I got to get my
For
plug in.
2019.
Yep, they have the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, and the 5s, and the 2 fastest from each of those get to do the Super G. But they don't allow any of the 1s, the quadriplegics, as myself. And she said Coach Hayes was a 1C quad. He used to do the walkthrough of the Super G, so it's not like they can't do it. However, you know, I've been telling her, do the quads first and just let us run the 2 course, and that would be a Super Q for us, you know.
Absolutely.
It's, you know, it's still safe enough and not trying to do this stuff.
Well, as we see
Hey, look
Connor
at-
with his trophy and Terry Rock coming over to congratulate him again. Rock, obviously.
Hey, you know, at 63 and 39, it's like, you know, eventually we got to pass the torch, you know. Here you go, young
I
fella.
think Rock will be back next year.
Oh,
Again,
yeah, he's perennially here.
And thank you so much for joining us. You can check out wheelchairgames.org/live-streaming for times of the rest of the live streams. Well, today is his championship Saturday for the Air Force vet, Mike Gilbow, 20 years at the games, a great swimmer too. Saw him yesterday, and Michael Caratenuto. Thank you for joining us here at the 38th National Veterans Wheelchair Games, co-presented by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Paralyzed Veterans of America. Again, Tim Connor in his first year, the champion of the Super G, presented by UPS. We'll see you at 1 o'clock for the Quad Rugby Championships on wheelchairgames.org. For Mike Gilbow, Michael Caratenuto, our entire crew, we'll see you at Quad Rugby. Congratulations to Tim Connor for being the Super G champ 2018 with a time of 2:19.
Beautifully done.